Hi guys, welcome back to another reaction video. I hope you enjoyed the previous one you watched, and please, if you have not subscribed, click the subscribe buttons and keep your comments coming. So here is another reaction video. I'm going to explain the movie while you watch. We have Fredrick Leonard here and Ebube Nwogbo. It's titled Nearly Married. So watch, and I hope you get some lessons from it. All right guys, yeah, in this movie, Fredrick Leonard blindfolded Ebube Nwogbo. He told her to close her eyes while he's walking her down the step, and then he had some decoration in the living room. He's walking her into the living room, so I think maybe he wants to propose to her or surprise her with a gift. So let us watch how this turns out. He's still walking her through the living room, so let us watch how it turns out. Then he told her to open her eyes. Why do I feel he wants to propose to her? I don't know. I think he wants to propose to her. And then she opens her eyes, she's surprised. And then she was admiring the whole decoration and everything. And she said they are beautiful, they are colorful, and so nice. That how did he come up with this plan? And he asked her, did you love it? She said yes, that it's very beautiful. And then he went down on his nails. I said it's either proposing or birthday surprise. So he went down on his nails and opened a ring and asked her, will you marry me? She was shocked, she was surprised, and then she said, yes, I will marry you, bringing out her hand. And then he said she's going to love it, right? And then he hit her hand off and said, stop it, standing up. And everybody's surprised, looking at him like, what's going on? Is this a prank or something? Because it's looking like a prank. And then she said, I thought you were proposing to me. And he told her, proposing to you? Come on, that I'm not proposing to you. Why would I propose to you? And she's still looking at him, and he said, you never wanted to marry me. You never wanted to marry me. That this is all set up. That he's setting up all this thing for his boss's daughter. And she'll be back in town. She'll be back in town. That he wants to act everything to know whether he's going to get it right. That she acted it right, and he wanted to know whether he's going to make any mistake. So it's the same way he acted it towards her, he's also going to act the same thing to his fiancé. And he's surprised the way he blew her mind, that he's also going to blow the fiancé's mind. And then she was shocked. I was like, what are you saying? She said that he's getting married to his boss's daughter, that he's using her to practice. Can you imagine? Like, who does that? Using her to practice. You're using your girlfriend to practice to another person you want to get married to. I mean, I won't even take it from you. That's an insult and a slap to the face. And then she was telling him that all through these years, has been telling people that he is a man, that you promised her forever. And it was like, how did I promise you forever? So she was trying to understand why he will pull up this prank. And then he left and said that when she's done, she can leave his house, and he doesn't want to see her again. And he told her thanks for the help, that he appreciates her efforts and her help. She was sitting down thinking about all that happened. Her friend came to visit her and was telling her what's going on, what happened. So she said Andrew called, her boyfriend called her, that he wants to take her on a romantic dinner. That she dressed up, she looked her best. I even came to her, that was as a perfect gentleman. That he came to his house and he proposed to her. And her friend now said, he proposed to you, shouldn't you be happy? And I said that he knows that he didn't propose to her like propose, that he was using her to practice on how he's going to propose to his boss's daughter. And her friend was telling her, why will Andrew do such a thing to you? That after all you've been through with him, after all the thick and thin. So she kept on crying and said that Andrew did not want to marry her. Her boyfriend did not want to marry her. And she has been dating the guy for 7 years. And why would the guy embarrass her that way? That why will her boyfriend do that to her? And then she said she was there for him. She was there for him despite his condition, even when he had nothing, even when no one believed in him, that she was there for him. And now he has made it in life. He has the money that he wanted, and now he wants to spend it with someone else. That someone with like his boss's daughter look his way when he was broke and poor, let alone marry him. That now he has the money, he wants to dump her for his boss's daughter. And she still was wallowing in her sorrow and crying. And her friend was still trying to comfort her. Was at home, he was staring at Ebube's picture and was, reminiscing. I'm sure in this state where he is right now, he's missing her, obviously. So he just sat down staring at her picture and thinking about how far him and Ebube has gone through life. He was thinking, wallowing in his own thoughts, and then he remembered when he was poor. Back then, he proposed to her, told her to marry him, and then she told him, please get up. That now that they don't have enough, that he should use the money he wants to use to marry her to start up something, to start up a business. And then he said that, don't you love me? And I love you too. That say yes to marry me so that we can be together forever. And then she said that it is not the right time for this, that he should stand up and sit down so that they can have a conversation. And then he was shocked that his girlfriend did not want to accept his wedding proposal. So when he got up and he sat down, she told him that, of course I love you and I want to get married to you, but not now. This is not the right time for this. That he shouldn't rush into marriage at this point when he doesn't have so much on him. That look at the ring he got for her. That he should have saved the money and used it to start a business for himself instead of buying a ring. Then he said he can save to start up a business, just like he saved to get a ring. That at the same time he wants to marry her so that no man can take her from him. And then she kept on saying that this is not the right time, that you've not gotten to where you want to, that when you're ready, you have used the money to get something else that you wanted to start a business. But getting a ring now, or us getting married, that she's not running away, she's still in his life and she'll continue to wait for him. That at the right time that they will get married, that this is not the right time for this. That you need to start up something, invest in yourself, start up a business for a better life, for a better future for them. He was disappointed that she didn't accept the ring, but at the same time she was actually making a point. He's broke, he doesn't have anything, and he's proposing to his girlfriend. She's willing to wait, so she's not running away. She will get married to him, but not now, at the right time. So if you're the one, will you be disappointed? Will you, out of anger, leave and go away? So yeah, they were discussing, having a conversation, playing a game. And then she said, okay, that she wants to go out. And then he said no, that she wants to go first. And then all of a sudden they were talking, playing game. And then her phone rang. A guy from her village that traveled to Australia called her. She wanted to ignore the call, and then her boyfriend told her to pick the call. She was saying that she doesn't want to pick the call, and he insisted that she picks the call and put it on loudspeaker. So when he picked the call, the guy on the phone was telling her that he has been calling her and she has ignored her call. So she said that it's because she has someone in her life and she's not interested. So the guy now said, leave that your broke boyfriend and come to me, that the guy does not have money. And then Fredrick reacted and said, thunder, fire you. How much do you think you have? why will you call me broke? You are calling me broke, that your entire family will be broke. And I was angry, and he told her to cut the call. And he was furious and angry that why would the guy call him broke? That imagine that minipede calling him broke. And then she apologized. And then he said he called me broke and he didn't say anything. And then she said, you told me to pick the call. I said, why won't you say anything to defend your man? And then he said, how did he even know that I'm broke? And then she still said that she's sorry, meaning that she told the guy on the phone that her boyfriend is broke. He was angry, and then he said, okay, I see what you're doing. And then he stood up and left out of anger. Then he sat down, was drinking, sipping his juice in his house, after he has done thinking about what happened between both of them in the past. And then all of a sudden, the girlfriend who he broke up with walked in majestically. And then he stood up and was asking her what was she doing there? What was she doing here? And then she said, why did you break up with me? That she came to find answers on why he left her. So she was asking him, what did I do that you left me in such an embarrassing state? I've known you for years, and yet you chose to throw what we had over someone you barely know. A girl you've met only twice in the past 1 year when you worked at the factory. And then she said, was it worth it? And Fredrick told her, yes, it was worth it. And he said, you know why? All she wants was him. So he was not defending the so-called girl he wants to marry. I said the girl he wants to marry is not in his life for his money. He now told Ebube that she left him when he was broke, when he was financially broke, and because he was unable to finance his expensive lifestyle. And then he dumped him because he doesn't have money. And then he asked her, do you think you are the victim here? That she's not the victim there. That she dumped him because she's a freaking gold digger. And he raised her hand to slap him, and then he told her to put that hand down. That if the hand gets to his face, that she's not going to like what he's going to do to her, that she's a gold digger. And then she kept her hand down out of anger. So here in this scene, the so-called fiancé that has been abroad came back. So he went to open the door so she can step in. And he was happy that she's back into the country. She's back in Nigeria. And it was all lovable. They were playing love. They were all caught up in the moment. And then she was giving him a kind of shakara face. And then he was like, what's the face for? That was the look for. That is so good to have her back. That all along he has been missing her. There's so many things they are going to do together, so many things they are going to enjoy themselves together, and he wants to take her around the whole estate, the whole shopping complex, or whatever she wants, that he's going to give it to her. So they were just enjoying their moments, and then he told her welcome home, that he's happy to have her around, that she's happy and welcome. And then in this same scene, this guy that is knocking on Ebube's door is the guy who has been toasting her for a long time. He likes her so much. He's so much in love with her, and he has been trying to get her attention. And then she opened the door and was telling him, how did you know my house? So he offered her a gift, and he rejected the gift and said, I don't want your cheap gift, just leave my house. And then she said she doesn't have time for this, that she doesn't have time for someone who is chasing after her, that her mind is not on him, that he should please leave her house and don't come back. And then he said, okay, please accept this little gift from me. So she took the gift reluctantly so that he can leave her premises. And then he said that I really like you and I want to have a little time with you so we can talk. So he left. And then she's cooking. I don't even know what she's cooking, but she's at the kitchen cooking and preparing a dish for her fiancé, her husband to be. She's trying to prepare a delicious meal for him. I'm not sure she knows how to cook, because what is Morning Fresh doing in the kitchen? Like, she's using Morning Fresh to wash bitter leaf. Who does that? So I think she's cooking poison for him. Morning Fresh actually smells nice. So she put it in her nose and was perceiving nice smell, and then she nodded her head. She's cooking a horrible meal for him, and she's cooking it with so much confidence in her. I can't wait for him to taste this food she's cooking, because when we put Morning Fresh inside a vegetable that they're trying to wash, or they are washing. So let us watch how this cooking is going to go down, because I don't understand what she's cooking. Was Morning Fresh doing inside vegetable, and she's still adding more to it. Like, what is going on here? She's using Morning Fresh to wash tomatoes. This is going to be a hell of a meal, guys. I can't wait. So yeah, she's trying to have some good time with her man. But the young man is not in the mood at all, because she has not been behaving well, acting well. She doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know how to take care of the house. She doesn't know how to clean. And her presence is not even turning him on. Her presence is not even giving him that arousal he wanted. So she was asking him what is it and touching him all over, which he was speechless. And then she said, "Don't you want to talk to me? What's going on?" So she was trying to put him in the mood, but he wasn't responding. He wasn't responding at all. He wasn't even obliging at all. And then she was shocked and asking, "What is it? What is going on? You can talk to me." And he still kept mute, not responding, not saying anything. He was not even in the mood. He was not even blinking. He was not flinching. And she was tired of trying to put him in the mood. She was tired of trying to get him to be in the mood to do what she wants. So she was furious. She stood up. She picked up her phone, and then she was leaving the room, because she doesn't want the man to spoil her mood. She left the room. So yeah, in this scene, the whole living room, the whole house was stinking. There was this stench smell. And then he was shouting the girlfriend's name, calling her out. And then when she came, he was asking her that, "Can't you smell what I'm smelling? Can't you perceive what I'm perceiving?" And then she was now sniffing her nose to get a smell. And then he asked her, "Didn't you get the smell that the kitchen stinks? That why does the kitchen look so untidy, like a dog house? That it's messy, that the soup in the pot is old, that's gotten spoiled, and she has not even thrown it away, and the soup has maggots on it." And then she said, "Why are you telling me?" And then he said that, "I'm telling you because you are the woman in the house and you ought to know what to do. That it doesn't it bother you that the house is smelling? Doesn't it bother you that the kitchen is stinking?" And then she said, "Do you expect me to go to the kitchen to do the cleaning for you?" And then she was like, "Darling, I'm not your maid. I'm your girlfriend. I'm not your maid. That if you want someone to clean up your house, to clean your kitchen, to clean your room, that go and get a maid." That, "Did you get it straight?" He said no. And then she said that she was outside doing some important things before she heard him screaming her name. And then he should not even try calling her to clean the house. That if she wants a maid, that he should go and hire a maid. That she's his girlfriend and not a cleaner. Then she left him alone, standing in the stitch of the smell. If you're doing, what are you going to do? Break up with her or endure the whole situation? What will you do actually if you're the one? So yeah, in this scene, he was worried, trying his girlfriend's number, but number wasn't going. And all of a sudden, she came in drunk and staggering. And then fell on the couch. So he was just staring at her in shock and wondering what she was doing and what she has done. Like, that why is she coming in this state, looking all drunk, that she can't even walk well. He now asked her, "Do you realize how worried I have been? I've been calling your phone all night." That means she didn't even sleep at home. So he said that he was complaining that I've been calling your phone. That what did you take me for? And then she said, who are you to question me? That you don't have right over me. And she's even smelling of alcohol. That so she has been drinking all along. And then she was saying, so what? That whatever she chooses to do, that is none of his damn business. That he should leave her alone and get out of her sight. Can you imagine talking to your man in such a rude and arrogant manner? No respect. You're telling him to get out of your sight. So he was wondering, like, is this what I'm actually getting into? Is this what I'm getting myself into? Can I marry this woman? I'm not think he's going to marry her, actually. If you ask me, he would have preferred his ex, the girl he broke up with. So let us watch how it goes anyways. So let us watch. So yeah, he broke up with his girlfriend, the one he wanted to marry. And then he went back to his ex. And then the ex was telling her, what are you doing here? So he said he has come to speak his truth, that he loves her and is sorry for how he treated her. That ever since she left him, that nothing has ever been the same with him, that he has never been this sober all his life. So he was apologizing and wanting her to come back to him, that he's sorry for all that he did to her. He's sorry for breaking up with her. He's sorry for the heartbreak, that he knows that she doesn't deserve him, but he can't do without her, that he really loves her and he wants her back in his life. He was actually begging her, and then he told her, if you don't want to give me audience, I will understand, despite the fact of how I treated you. And if you don't want to give me audience, I deserve it. But do I deserve to spend the rest of my life with you? I don't know if he deserves her forgiveness, that he really wants her back, that he's sorry. He wants her back in his life, that he has tried to stay without her. He has tried to live without her. That is how he knew that he really loves her and he wants her back in his life. That she should please forgive him. That whatever she wants, that he's ready to do it. And then she welcomed him into her house, and then he was explaining of how his fiancée, who he wanted to marry, was behaving and treating him. He was not even caring about him. She was even cheating on him, even sleeping with his friend under his roof. And then she was saying, what if I told you that your best friend, your guy, also asked her out? And then he was surprised that his friend asked her out when they were dating, when they separated. And he was telling her, why didn't you tell him? And then she said that if I had told you, you wouldn't have believed me. So that was why she kept it to herself. So he was surprised in the whole situation. So he said that he shouldn't have let this guy, that he should forget about everything, that is already in the past now, that now they are in the future, they should move on with their life and just forget about his friend and forgive him. And then he was like speaking of our future, of their future, that he wants her to marry him. And he asked her, do you really think I deserve you? So she was thinking. He stood up and came and sat close to her and said, despite everything that has happened, you still welcomed me back. You still opened your door to me. You still opened your heart to me. That you mean a lot to me. I mean, the lady has really gone through hell. She has gone through hell because of him. She was dating him for 7 years, and after everything, he dumped her for someone that he barely even know. And yet, she still opened her arms for him to come back to his life. She still opened her heart to listen to him. It wasn't easy for her, but she had to. And it means that she really loves the guy. Because if he doesn't love the guy, she won't have opened her heart back to him. And then he told her that he's very grateful, that your kind of person is very hard to find. Despite of how I treated you, you open your heart to me. Many of them were spat to his face, but she opened his heart back to him. Are you sure you're forgiving me from your heart? And then she said that she has forgiven him, that he knows that he hurt her so bad. He knows he did her wrong, and he wants to spend the rest of his life with her. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this movie. I hope it was worth your time. So he got back together with her and everything went smoothly with them. So he told her to be patient with him, that he's trying to work with himself. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope it was worth your time, and I hope you learned a lot of lessons from it. So if you are the one, what are you going to do? Will you literally dump the guy for someone else, not even go back to him at all? What will you do if you're the one? If you really love the guy, what will you do? If I'm the one, I really love this guy, I'll go back to him despite everything. But he has to amend his ways, change his wrongs, rewrite the story, make everything better, and treat me like a baby girl and a princess that I am. So thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to share our movies. Thank you so much.